Hello and good morning. You're most welcome to the DAKTARI show, which airs on Western TV every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'm your host, Sunday Junior Tom. Of recent, we saw a report by the Uganda Association of Counseling and the Ministry of Health air out a report that Uganda is ranked among the top 6 countries in Africa with the highest number of people living with mental health problems, and it stated that over 14 million Ugandans have these mental health illness problems last year in 2023. Then also they said approximately 4 people in 10 people you meet on the road or maybe in the home, they have mental health problems, and this was linked to the high costs of living and stress among people. Today with us we have a specialist in the area of mental health who is going to discuss for us the mental health etiology, what causes mental health problems, how can you identify someone with these mental health problems, and also give us on the tips on how to live a healthy life without these mental health challenges. You are most welcome to the DAKTARI show, Mr. Charles. Maybe you can introduce yourself to the viewers.
Thank you very much. I'm Charles Olinga, a principal health tutor in our School of Comprehensive Nursing and Midwifery. I'm very happy, I'm delighted to be with you today to talk something about mental health problems. But before, we may need to look at what is mental health and then what is mental illness. And then we shall look at what really causes mental health problems. I think we can begin from there. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much to Mr. Charles. We know you're a busy man, you have busy schedules, but you have given in your time to come and educate the public on these mental health problems. So maybe we start this discussion also with our viewers outside there who are enjoying this show. What is mental health? And also, by the way, what I forgot to say, research showed that the research by the Uganda Counseling Association showed that it is more, these mental health problems are more in females than males. Maybe let's start from there. What is mental health, and why do you think it's more common in females than males?
I think when we discuss, we may now discover what could be the reason why is it more in females than what?
In males.
Than males.
Yes.
But what is mental health?
Okay.
Mental health is the proper adaptation to yourself, to others, and to the whole environment.
Yes.
And you live happily despite all the challenges. Then we shall describe it as being mentally healthy.
Yes.
Then the reverse is true. Your failure to adapt to yourself and to the environment, you become mentally unhealthy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that discussion will bring it later. It's more common these females.
I think we shall bring, when we find out, probably you better tell me, what does the community say that they are the causes of mental health problems?
By that, I was taking you to that area. There are some community perceptions outside there on these mental health problems. Some say maybe it's as a result of bewitching. Maybe someone has a wrong, or maybe we have fighting over land. Then maybe you happen to get some mental health problem. The community will say maybe I bewitched you. Some say actually it is like contagious, like when I touch you, if in case I have the mental health problem that I can transfer to, especially for people who have epilepsy. Here, the society, they call it idea. Idea. So that in case someone touches you with idea, you can also get this idea. And some have linked these mental health problems actually to spiritual beliefs, that maybe your ancestors are angry with you, and maybe you need to do some rituals to please the ancestors. Then also there are also beliefs in the societies there that maybe it can be a curse from God, that maybe your parents maybe did something wrong to God, so maybe you are living a life of punishment. How true are those?
You're doing something very interesting.
Yes.
I wanted to ask me, why did I develop the passion for the mentally ill?
Okay, maybe to ask
because I worked sometime in Zimbabwe, I think in 2003.
Yes.
In the community, they got piri. You call it what?
Red pepper.
Red pepper. They mixed it and they poured it in somebody's eyes.
Yes.
Do you know, I almost shed tears.
Okay.
It got me touched, and me as a trainer, I said I should specialize in this second. I teach other people to go and teach others in the community. Yes. Recently, I went to examine in Hoima. A very beautiful young girl fell in the middle of the road. Yes. And she was fitting. Everybody ran away.
India.
India, not India. India for us in our language is a source.
Okay.
So I ran away. What I did, I had to pull this girl when she was fitting from the middle of the road alone. And they said they cannot touch her. And what you have told me is because they said it is what it transmitted. Isn't it? Yes. Now we shall come to that. So you are asking on the scientific point of view. Yes. Let us understand. Because we don't want to argue against the community. Because that's what they think and what they believe in. Yes. But scientifically, we have some of the causes of mental illness. In our local language, in our jargon, we call it etiology. Okay. Causes. What brings about mental illness? Yes. If I'm examining a student and it doesn't tell me that there is no single cause of a mental illness, but it's a combination of factors, you get a 0. So it is not only one factor, it is a combination of many factors. Yes. One of them is what we call them predisposing factors. Factors that incline you, factors that make you become closer to mental illness. Yes. And these factors come from within an individual. Okay. Maybe allow me to first cut you short. You are talking of the story of this lady you found in home and fell in the middle of the road. You didn't complete that session for us. Now that one, it will become now another thing. You know, when a teacher, you begin with giving people, and over a second they get interested. Because that's the normal story also. All right. So now, that one we shall discuss. What did I do? But I did something. And up to today, I receive calls. Because I helped her out of the road, managed her, covered her very well. I spent with her up to 8 in the night, took her in the Hoima Regional Hospital, got her the medicines, escorted her up to her home. Up to today, the community, even all the borders, the locals have the big man. But now we are going back to the other thing, the causes. And we have said, they are grouped into 3. We have those which originate from somebody within his body, and that we call them predisposing factors. Then we have those factors which originate out of the what? The body. The body. Those ones we call them precipitating. They precipitate. You may already be having something within you, then something from outside, just as you are near the lake. For you when you are in the middle of the country, if you fall, you'll wake up. But for you when you are near the lake, immediately they throw you like the wind, you fall into the what? The lake. Now that wind there which throws you are what we call what? Precipitating what? Factors. Yes. Then we have what we call perpetuating factors. We shall find out what are those ones. Actually, it's what I wanted to ask. And now you know, in Uganda, when I'm preparing food, then you start scratching the other side. We shall say, now I'm opening the food. Okay. Okay. Now the first one, among the predisposing factors, we have what we call the gene, or what you say, inherited. Yes. Somebody inherits a disease, which means it's from what? From the parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. And those we call what? Genetic. Yes. But in the genetic, all the things. You know, the genes, you have not asked me what are genes. Maybe what are genes. Why did you ask me? These are small things, they look like oblo. Oblo, they what? Millet. Millet. Yeah. They are small things which determine what we are. Yes. Now those things, some of them are abnormal. We have the ones which are, it is only one and can cause a mental illness. Yes. And that we call it single gene inheritance. The other terms I don't want to bring them, they are jargons.
Yes.
But very common in a disease we call schizophrenia. Then there are diseases where there are those myriad things. They can be more than one. You know, there are we speak about one. We call them multiple gene.
Yes.
So multiple gene inheritance. You get so many genes from your parents,
yes,
and it can make you be predisposed to what? To a mental
health problem.
Mental health problem. Then we have what we call sex linked. You know, sex linked is as you produce a child, by virtue of being that sex, he can get a mental illness.
Yes.
We call sex what? Linked inheritance. Then we have chromosomal abnormalities. Chromosomes are, you see this pain, they are wires. They are like wires, they are like this.
Yes.
Now those wires, there is a stage where they are supposed to divide. The woman brings hers and the man brings his. In the process of bringing, one of them, instead of going the other side, part of it remains here. And the longer it becomes, the more you get problems. What? Mental illness. Have you seen there are those children with the funny heads? You have seen them?
Yeah,
the one in Arua, the one in Soroti, the one in Kabali.
Yeah.
They have the same what? They have the same what? The same type of head. And the longer the attachment, the more, the severe the disease.
Yes.
How many are those?
Those are so far two.
Are you sure?
3.
Single gene inheritance, multiple gene inheritance,
sex linked
chromosomal
yes.
inheritance. Then even the chromosomal. That's why you see I'm not happy with the people. There are people who are killers. Some of them they have XY chromosome. Those are criminals. Even if you take him, people bring him back, he will commit crime. Superman. We have XYY. We have XXY. Then we have 0X. These are two Nazi disease. These are many women. She's not a woman. She's not a man. And you're a Christian. You see what God put together. Nobody should separate. But now that is God is a creature. But who is mentally sick? Yes. How many are those?
5 now, 6.
Now we go to age. By virtue of your age, you are most likely to develop a certain type of mental illness. Yes. If you are an infant, you can develop mental subnormality. Because you are young, at that age, because of your age, you are predisposed to a mental type of what? Mental illness. Mental retardation and mental subnormality. Then we live there. We look at the middle age, the youthful age. Like I know that you are still a youth. Yeah, I mean the youth group. Now you, by being a youth, you know now this time there is excitement of girlfriend, boyfriend. You develop this called hysteria. You want to be loved, and now the love is not coming. I'm using the word hysteria, but I don't know what is. We have a new term we use. But you have heard of hysteria. Yeah, that is common in the story. Now that's another type of what? Because of your age. Me at my age I cannot develop hysteria. That is out. But it is you, the youth, who can develop. Now mine, I'm in the middle age, I think. This is the time when we take alcohol. So the most likely to develop alcohol problems, alcohol abuse. At this time, at this age, you know, you look at good scars and you have money. I don't have money, but people at this age, they have some money. Then you look for scars, isn't it? You are also develop what? Syphilis. And from there, you develop this we call GPI, general paralysis of the insane. You got syphilis, and now the disease goes into the what? The brain. Into the brain. Because of the age at which what? At which you are. Okay. Are you getting me? Yes. So now maybe still on that aspect of age, maybe sorry to cut you short. Where common are these mental health problems? Is it more common in the infants, the youth, or those? Now we are looking at the various age groups. Yes. Each age group has its own diseases. Okay. So you cannot say it is common in this group and the other group. Like you could say most of the mental health challenges are more common in the... now that one, we are generalizing. Yeah, like but now we are now becoming specific. Okay. We are now looking at age. Yes. In which age does the which type of mental illness develop in that age? Yes. We have looked at what? At the infants. We have looked at what? Youth. The youth. Now we have looked at the middle age. Like me now, for you, I have described you. Now we have looked at what? We have looked at the elderly.
Yes.
Now people, by virtue of being old, there are certain type of mental illness they develop. The common one is dementia, senile dementia. You have seen some of them, where they no longer even they don't know their children. They don't know, even you ask them what did you eat yesterday, and they don't know. So age is one of the factors.
Yes.
Can we revise? We said genetic. We have looked at what? At age.
Yes.
Now we have looked at what? At sex.
Yes.
Isn't it? Now sex also contributes to mental health illness.
Yes.
Males, like we saw it in age, but we also look at in males. Males always drink. Women they take little. We shall bring a topic here about alcohol. How much should a person drink?
Yes.
But males are more common in drinking, so they are more likely to develop alcohol disorders. Alcoholism. These days we don't call it alcoholism, we call it alcohol abuse, because those are patients. Alcoholism is stigmatization and never call somebody that was an alcoholic. Is an alcohol abuser.
You are being polite.
Being polite. Then we look at females. By virtue of being a woman, there are type of mental illnesses you can develop. Ask me which ones.
Like which ones?
One of them is psychosis.
Okay.
In Bulgaria you call them amapiro. Look, where you forgive me, I don't know how you call them. But when a mother produces a child and wants to eat her child, he wants to eat the child, we call it psychosis. Can a man develop that disease?
No.
It is not on women, but it's a mental illness.
Yes.
Then another we call it involutional melancholia. It is a complicated word, but it comes because when the uterus it becomes smaller, there is a way the woman loses the hormones, and she starts getting a mental health problem because of being a woman. A man cannot get that one. Are we there?
Yeah, we are together.
Now another one of the causes of mental illness, predisposing factors, is body constitution and temperament. The way God created all of us, we are in problems. By virtue of your structure and by virtue of your temper, your emotions, you are predisposed to a certain type of mental illness. You'll forgive me to use some of these words because it will help me to remember very well. There are people we call picnics. There's a man called Christma, a psychologist. He grouped us into 3. One of the groups he put picnics. Picnics are short people with a big chest and a big abdomen. The chest and abdomen is like a ball. If you cut here and you throw, it will roll. I don't think I'm among them. I don't think I'm among them. They have a thick neck, a thick chest, a thick abdomen.
Yes.
They are short, they are stout. They are always psychotherapy. They are always happy today. A few minutes, they are
angry.
They are angry. Those people are predisposed to that type of mental illness, which we call bipolar disorder.
Yeah. Yeah, so they can be excited.
They can get depression. You are telling me the other hand. They get depression, they get mania. They are happy today, the other time they are not what?
Happy.
They are not happy. Then we call the athletics. You happen here the word athletic. How does an athletic look like? Figure 9. You call them the Kanyamas. After brother, the real people. They have a very big chest with the small buttocks. The buttocks are like a needle. Down here they are small, up here they are big. People prefer solitude to company.
Like they want to live alone.
They prefer living alone.
Yeah.
They are even Kanyama. They are not kind people. They are real athletics. They are most likely to develop. And when I see them coming in the hospital, I say, bring him like better and sick. No wonder. Most likely to be having schizophrenia. Okay. Then we have what we call the athenics. Athenics, I don't know, me and you might be like that group. They are small people, slender, they are tall, they have poor muscles, they have big muscles. They have poor muscles with small bones. These people also prefer. So to the company, people are also liable to schizophrenia. You can see what can cause, by virtue of your structure and temperament, you are predisposed to certain type of mental illness.
Yes.
Another one. Oh, you are there?
No, we can proceed.
We can have abnormalities with the enzymes.
Yes.
We have our foods. We have the proteins, we have the carbohydrates. The others are what?
The fats and the vitamins.
Vitamins. I want to concentrate on these 2. When there is a misbehavior of the enzymes, they can bring for us products from proteins and vocabularies which are what? Which are abnormal, which become toxic to our bodies, which can cause mental health problems. Is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Another one is the way they are brought. I don't know how they brought you up. Some of us will face problems. No wonder if we, I told, but most of us, like you gave statistics, most of us are not mentally healthy. The way we were brought up. Children who are brought up in families where they are pampered. Me, I grew up with my grandmother. Whenever I go to holidays, I fought for what they used to laugh at me when I was going for a pan. You know pan? There is that thing which looks like a granite. But there are only 2 seeds. The Rubaras will tell us. There are only 2. I used to cry for that one. My empande, my empande. My grandmother used to cane people because of that. She overprotected me at a certain point. But she was spoiling me. Overprotection causes a mental problem. Then there is also mistreatment of children, isn't it? Children who are mistreated, that is also going to be another topic. Yeah,
it will affect them psychologically.
Yeah, it affects them a lot, and that's why as I'm talking now, we shall talk about signs and so mental illness. When I talk about the people, you call them the gays. You know, for us in research, we call them the gays. We don't call them homosexuals. We call them the gays. Those people, many of them are mentally sick. They are not healthy. And we need to sit down. There is a stage in the personality according to the fluid, the annual phase of development. We shall come to that. Such that we should treat them as patients.
Yes.
Let me not come out and people kill me from outside. But that one will be a topic. Yeah. I'm sure the viewers, they will invite me and I talk about that one day. Yeah. If so upbringing is one of the important factors. Yeah. So those we call them. We said there are 3. We said predisposing, precipitating, and perpetuating. Yes. In the predisposing, we looked at genetic, isn't it? We looked at sex, we looked at age, we looked at body constitution and temperament. Chromosomes. We looked at that is other genetic. Okay. We looked at upbringing and enzyme abnormalities. Yes. Now this is now yours. Okay. With the viewers, we have the what we call what? By precipitating factors. Yes. Another word which I'm going to simplify so that you can present it. Environmental factors.
Which can predispose someone to get.
Let me group them first.
Okay.
I'm going to discuss part of it. Okay. We have what we call the physical factors, and then we have what we call psychological factors. Yes. You know, teacher, you leave the hard things for the students. Okay. Now for me, I'm going to present the physical factors. Okay. Among the physical factors, we have malnutrition. When a child is not fed well, it means the brain will also not develop well. Yeah. So you get a mental health problem. Another ones are infections. You have heard of cerebral malaria, we have heard of meningitis. That girl, whom I told you, who has epilepsy, she told me a history that she suffered from severe malaria. Yes. Now already she has a mental problem. So malaria was responsible for her problem. Maybe you can explain to the viewers outside there, how can malaria lead to a mental health problem? Cerebral malaria. Okay. They know that when you get malaria, it goes and interferes with the brain. Okay. And it causes scars. Actually, and it is those scars which cause the brain to get a problem. But I don't want to be provoked to talk more about about epilepsy. Because they've not come back. Actually, that's why the government has been widely emphasizing people to sleep under treated mosquito nets, such that they don't get this malaria, which can now progress to the now they have a task to answer. How can we prevent mental illness? Yeah. Because now we are giving them the causes. Now the topic will come. How do we prevent mental illness? Yes. Among the physical, we have said what? Malnutrition. Malnutrition. Also now, we talked of meningitis. We have talked about meningitis. We have talked about malaria. We have talked about what? Accidents. Yes. And there are intentional accidents. Yes. You have seen this man who died, our boxer, was called Muhammad Ali. Did you hear about him even? Yeah, I know him. Muhammad Ali was a boxer. He was a great boxer in the 80s. Because of hitting his head, he got a problem with the brain. And you saw him was shaking.
Yeah, shaking.
I don't want to talk about that disease because that's not what we are. But we are seeing that is head injury. Accidents. I've seen these borders. You see the other day I almost cried. A brother lives the bedside like this. Understand there is one who is admitted. He is already bleeding in the brain. And he can only be treated in where? In Mulago. They have to cut the skull, remove the part of the skull, keep it in his abdomen here. And then they put something on his head. And sometimes he can never be normal again. That is meant what? Those are the physical factors. Yeah. Now, yours is psychological. Under what? Under environmental
factors.
Precipitating factors.
Okay.
You begin now, I'm the student.
So now, to me, when it comes to psychological factors which can expose a viewer to get these mental health problems, I think like loss of a loved one, maybe you have...
Loss of a loved one.
Yes. You may have your mother, you love her very much, or your father, or maybe your woman. In case the woman does, it may affect you psychologically and you develop these challenges.
Exactly.
Then another one which I can think, in case maybe you are in a relationship.
I can see, yes, young man. That's what you think about it. Tell me more about that.
In case you are in a relationship, maybe you have a girlfriend, you have a boyfriend, maybe if you are married, you have a husband and a wife, maybe your wife happens to cheat on you, maybe the man cheats on you.
And that is very painful.
Yeah, maybe when you have been too faithful to the person, it will affect your psychology.
Another one, for us who have been in school, tell me about the example.
Then another one, what I can think of now, like currently the costs of living are high.
They are high.
Food is expensive, getting these basic needs services are also expensive. So I think in case someone doesn't have money to provide these services, you may find this person also stressed psychologically, and then also to expose him to get these challenges, mental challenges. Actually,
there are too many things to mention them. We cannot finish. I'm sure even viewers, they know what has been their challenges. Every challenge which you are facing, which affects you psychologically,
actually also
predisposes you
on the side.
Mental illness.
On the side also of students, maybe it may be like now, like we are in this season, exams are coming back, P7 results, Senior 4 results. You find someone maybe did something wrong in the exam, so that stress will trigger this.
But I tell you, the most stressing is going to sit for the exam. Okay. Not waiting for the result. That one is also stressful. But I tell you that you are going to sit at the, do you know, don't mind. But do you know that the stress can also cause certain other things? Ejaculation. That is the sign of, we shall talk about signs and symptoms of mental illness. Isn't that enough?
Okay. All right. That's so far which I can give. Maybe also it can be, also we can have failure. Like failure in life. Maybe you can be there. People, like in case you are the firstborn in the family, the whole family is looking at you maybe to become successful and help them. And maybe things go the other way around. You fail in life. So that individual may be stressed also, and also it can expose this person to get
taking over responsibilities at any other age. However, one day we shall discuss how different a firstborn is with what the lastborn.
Yes.
And now with that, we look at the perpetuating factors. You know, we group them under 3.
Okay.
We talked about precipitating.
Yes.
Predisposing, then perpetuating factors. Now, what are perpetuating factors? To perpetuate, these are factors that prolong a cause of an illness.
Yes.
I had a relative, he went and studied in India, and when he came back, he broke down. He was a bank manager, I don't want to mention him. Then he was admitted, but he went and burnt all his papers. When he recovered, on recovery, he comes to learn that he burnt the papers. He went back into mental illness. I had a patient one time, somewhere, you know, we don't need to expose them. This patient, the patient developed a mental problem, went and cut her child, cooked, and he ate. He was admitted. When he was recovering, he said, do you know, he even also realizes that he did what? He ate his child. he went back into mental illness.
Yeah.
Now, those are perpetuating factors that prolong the course of any illness.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thanks very much, Mr. Charles, for that detailed and exciting presentation of also our dear viewers outside there. You're enjoying this mental health problem or challenge session with our tutor here, a man experienced in the field of mental health, Mr. Charles. Let's first get into this short commercial break, and we shall be back in the next segment where he'll give us how can you, in case you have someone on the site, how can you identify that this person is having a mental illness? And also he'll give us the tips on how we can live healthy and stay away from getting these mental health challenges. Thank you very much, dear viewers. Let's get back.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Brand new Global Star TV with StarTimes Inside Technology. New TV innovation with an inbuilt decoder that connects you to both StarTimes antenna and satellite signal. With StarTimes Inside Global Star TV, you can enjoy over 300 local and international channels, 1 month StarTimes highest bouquet for free, automatic system update, more benefits, more affordable. StarTimes Inside Global Star TV is available in all StarTimes branches and dealers countrywide. StarTimes Inside, entertainment inbuilt.
We are the passion you've been waiting for! It's Yunus Junior Santamo! It's our league, our football, our boys, our style. StarTimes UPL new season starts 15th September. Go for it! What a finish for Ashraf Kukume! The Ugandan flair, Brazilian samba, Portuguese magic, the night football craze. More TV games live on Senyuka Prime and Fufa TV only on StarTimes.
The StarTimes UPL, our league, go for it.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
We'll be back, our dear viewers, from that short commercial break. It's still the Daktari show. In case a neighbor hasn't logged in or changed the channel to watch this educative show, please tell them to tune in, because this is our one-stop show of information regarding health and education matters in the health field, which will teach you on how to live with various health problems. Not only health problems or diseases, we go even to the nutrition aspect. Now currently we are in the mental health aspect part of it, and in the first segment our guest Mr. Charles took us through what mental health is, the causes of these mental health illness problems, maybe which things you could do which could expose you to get these mental health problems. Then in this segment, because maybe you could be wondering, how can you know that someone has a mental health problem? We'll be back from the short commercial break, Mr. Charles.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother.
Okay, maybe.
So I'm with Chef Solinga.
Okay.
Yeah, principal tutor in our school of comprehensive nursing and midwifery.
Yes. Okay, immediately let's pick up from there.
Yeah,
we were still talking on how you can identify someone with this mental health
problem. We have had a problem in our communities that people cannot tell that people are mentally sick. Yes. It may be quite interesting for us to discover that we have mental health problems, like you have said. That many people are mentally sick. One of the ways that you can tell that somebody is mentally sick is his general appearance and behavior.
By that, what do you mean? So like when you
have you ever been in the bank?
Yes, I've been.
Have you ever seen a banker who puts on a shirt?
I have never seen.
If you get a banker who's putting on a shirt, then it means he has a mental health problem.
So you should.
His appearance. Have you ever seen a policeman with a logo beard?
Actually, they are always smart. They
are smart without a beard. You see somebody with a beard and is a policeman, then he should be taken to the hospital.
Yes.
I was reading in Australia the behavior. We have our behaviors in our culture.
Yes.
In our society, we don't eat a placenta. You know placenta?
Yes.
A placenta is not eaten. But in some countries, it is a celebration. Should you eat a placenta, you should be taken to the mental hospital. So the general appearance and the way you behave will show us that you are either mentally sick or you are not mentally sick. You have seen some of our, I call them my patients. I don't know how you call them. I don't want to call them that they are mad. You call my patient mad, then I'm not happy with you.
Yes.
You have seen some of them when you see carrying luggage. Huh? They are scruffy. They are dirty. They are unkempt. They are dirty. They are carrying luggages. Their appearance alone can tell you that somebody is mentally sick. That's one of the ways you can tell somebody is mentally sick. Then there is what you call disorders of perception. You first tell me what is perception.
Maybe what is perception, Mr. Charles?
Let us tell me about the five senses.
The five senses? The body five senses, I know we have sight, seeing, smelling, taste by the tongue, hearing, maybe also touch. Yes.
Now, we have what we call, there are things we call illusions. Illusions, you know, you perceive something wrongly. Have you ever moved at night?
Yes, I've.
And when you move at night, then you say stop over what a tree.
You see a tree,
then you
say a person.
The man is waiting for you. You take off. We got that is a bit. It is also abnormal, but it can happen in the usual life. But this misperception, which we call hallucination, is somebody perceives something which doesn't exist. The other one, it exists, but you perceive it, you get it wrongly. But this time you are perceiving something which doesn't exist. Mention one sense and I give you an example.
Maybe let's start with seeing.
Seeing?
Yes.
Now this is visual, what we call visual hallucination.
Yes.
You see things that don't exist. That is the sign to be mentally sick. Yes. And it is common when the people's brains have been affected. Directly, we shall look at that. But when the brain is directly affected, it is common, especially in children when they have malaria. He wakes up and starts seeing certain things. Okay? And there are also other diseases. That's one. Another one.
Another one, smelling. Maybe.
Smelling. Now the smell is called what? Olfactory hallucination. Somebody smells things that don't exist. And this one is very common in epilepsy. That is which
those people have idea.
But not all idea. There are specific type of idea which we are not going to go into. Right before he can tell that I'm smelling fene, jackfruit. I'm smelling piripiri. And then he goes into what? Into a feed. Another one.
Another one we can go to here.
Skin.
The skin.
The skin, we call it tactile hallucination. Yeah. Somebody feels that things are moving under the what?
The skin.
Under the skin. It is very common in those drug abusers. Have you heard? Those who are chewing things.
Actually,
those who are smoking those things. They get those what those things.
People here in Arua, they like that.
And later on, taking a lot of waragi. Yeah. They start getting those what it affects what the brain. And this one can be combined. It can even reach an extent that a woman, especially in women, he feels that he's sleeping with a man. That the man has, have you heard that he was bewitched?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
And to be sincere, he feels that he slept with a man. That is we call tactile hallucination. And the hearing.
The hearing.
That we call it auditory from hearing. But that hearing is very important. In here we have types of hearing. There's a hearing when you hear sweet voices, like those folks whom you are seeing on the road, who are smiling. You see them, they don't attack anybody, you find them smiling. They hear sweet voices telling them good things. That's why you find them, they're always what? Smiling. But there are those ones who are commanding in the nature. Can you do this? Kill him. He's coming, kill him. Now for you are just moving around. You know that the person has been told to kill you. Yeah. And you are bringing your body, a panga.
Yet,
because you have got the voices
telling him
kill that man is very wrong. Then you get a panga on your head. Then there's what you call commentary in nature, running commentary. Running commentary is whatever you are doing. The patient is what is you sit down, then he sits. Then when the patient wants to stand up, the voice tells him, you stand up. Can you make a man? Continue. Hearing the voices telling him to do certain things.
Yes.
Are you getting me? Then we have those on what we call the third party. Third party. He hears the voices, the people discussing him. He's here, but he's here, people back up at him. Two people. So for him, he becomes the third. We call the third party. Third party hallucination. Yeah. They are very common in a disease we call schizophrenia, and that is auditory hallucinations, hearing voices.
Actually, I had an experience of someone had a mental health problem. The person could say, "I'm hearing voices telling me to go and fall in the lake." Actually, in the place where we were, there was even no lake.
Aha! Very good. Thank you very much. Now that one is said to show that that person had a certain type of disease we call what? Depression.
Yeah.
Is there a person to go and commit what?
Suicide.
Commit suicide. Are you getting me? Okay. Then we have another one.
The other test. Testing.
Now the test is called gustatory.
Yes.
Gustatory hallucinations is somebody feels that is tasting things which don't exist. Is taking pure water, but he's saying that it's out of sugar. Then he starts saying that it's poison. And that's very common in people who have depression. You ask me about depression, we shall discuss that one. Yeah. But they tell you that they have put poison in the food.
Yeah. I think they are done all the time.
That is what we've been discussing.
Yes.
What have we been discussing?
About the five senses. In case you find someone who has disorders in those senses, then you can know this person has a mental illness. Yeah, we can tell that this person has what? Immediately somebody starts telling you, you don't say that that is a mental health maybe problem. Also to ask you, we hear like you find someone on the street, he says, "I'm the president of Uganda." Now
we are going to, now you are taking me to the what? We have finished disorders what? General appearance and behavior. Yes. Now we have looked at disorders of what? Perception. Now we are going to disorders of thinking. There are too many. Now that you have taken me that area, let us look at disorders of thought content. Yes. Now those ones we call them delusions. Now what is the delusion? Okay. Community, forgive me, but there is no way I can simplify these things. But a delusion is a false belief. Somebody believes falsely. Yes. And it is not true to fact. And it is not in keeping with somebody's education, religious and cultural background. And cannot be connected with an appeal to reason or logic. Yeah. It is a false belief. And there is no fact in it. And even if you reason, even if you say what, he will not accept. In any case, you worsen his condition. Now that is our part. How would we help such a person? It is not for today. Now you have said, those who call themselves a president, we quote a delusion of grandeur. He thinks something of splendor. He thinks the whole world is a great person. Supreme. And now that one begins somewhere where we jumped, because that is not our research, that is in psychology.
Okay.
But now we have jumped, now we are looking at it. But it doesn't begin that day. It begins in the beginning with somebody when he's what? Growing up. Now that person, if you tell me you are not a president, I had a patient somewhere. He could come and kneel down. He called himself a bishop Wakena. Let me praise you, president. But you know, when the youngsters are, when I was also young, I would also listen to the priest. How can a bishop kneel down to pray to bless somebody? But I didn't know. He was praying, and you know, I was making his condition worse. Because I was agreeing with his false belief. So I was worsening the condition. What was I supposed to do? It is not our work today. Now that's the disorder, what? Thought content. We call it what? Grandeur. Then there is one where people believe, we call it persecutory.
Maybe what do you mean?
Another word, to persecute you. You don't know to like be persecuted. They want to kill you. And that's another word we call it paranoid. Persecution is somebody is out there, he wants to kill you. Somebody believes they want to kill him. I had a relative of mine. I suspect he had a problem. Whenever I want to take Ajono, he moves with this what? His tube. I get him. Yeah. So he was always suspicious that people are planning to what? To poison him.
Yes.
Like getting me?
Yeah, actually most people in the societies who have those mental sicknesses, they don't eat food anyway.
They are paranoid. They may not be exactly that they are mentally sick, but there is some degree of mental illness. Yeah. And we call them what? They are paranoias. So if he becomes mentally sick, they is called paranoid schizophrenia. But we don't want to go into that. But people who are suspicious, they are what? They also what? Have a problem.
Yes.
Then we have another one, guilt.
Guilt, like you be there, you feel like you did wrong.
You man, I'll be talking with you. Believing that you sinned against God. Every time you are guilty, you sick, you committed. You could have done it anyway. But when you continue to insist every day for me, hey, you have become mentally sick. You have got that one.
Yeah.
Then, do you know, I've ever seen a patient, you know, one time I was in Butabuka. Then I had my patient. So we took him something to eat. He told us he doesn't have a mouth.
Yes, the mouth is there.
He's talking and he said, I don't have a mouth. Those we call them heuristic delusions. I don't have a mouth. Now you are giving me food, but I have no stomach. Are you getting me?
Yes.
If someone tells that has no stomach, community, no, that one is mentally sick. Needs to be taken what? To the hospital. Then we have a disease where people are always complaining. I had a relative of mine. She passed a corona. Took her, may I also rest in peace. But I was young. By the time I met her, she was my auntie. She had a file like this of papers. Was in Mulago, was in Zambia, was in Soroti, was everywhere. He had gone. But I was a poor boy. I was also sympathizing with my auntie with the problem. Little did I know that she had hypochondriasis.
What's hypochondriasis?
Now hypochondriasis is a complaint that has been invaded by a disease. They do all the tests, they don't find it.
Negative.
They do all X-rays, everything. But for him, he has a belief that it was invaded by what? A disease. So when you see people are complaining every time with so many those medical forms, sometimes the suspect that maybe this person might be having what? A mental problem. Then we have a religiosity.
You are too religious.
People believe in too much of the religion. Some of they are mentally sick.
Okay.
Every time he's in the Bible, he's in the Quran, every time he's praying, Kararashinda, what every time. Me, sometimes you must suspect they might be mentally sick. Are you with me?
Yes, yes.
Then we have what we call delusions of jealousy. People being jealous. This is very common in men, especially those men who drink. You know, when they drink, their sexuality reduces. Now they suspect that their wives are going out with what? With other men. He starts by checking even the wallet, you know wallet. Checking, is there any note? Even he checks on the phone. Is there any message she has received? They can even reach, if the woman comes with the meat, I didn't give her food. What meat money? What did it? Maybe it is the man who gave. The worst is when he even checks the panties. Let me check your panties. Maybe you have been going with a man, and that one becomes very dangerous, it can even kill. Those we call them delusions of what? Delusions of jealousy. Then we have delusions of what? Delusions of control.
Yes.
Somebody believes that his thoughts are being controlled by outsiders. Whatever is thinking, he believes that somebody else is thinking that his thoughts are being what? Are being controlled. Then there's those who believe that they are inserting thoughts in them.
Also, maybe to give in a supplement, there are some people also in the societies who come to you like, I come to you with my ideal, my thought, and I have a belief you're supposed to accept everything I'm telling you. Could also that be a mental sickness?
That what?
Like I come to you, I tell like maybe let's go to town. I have a belief you are supposed to accept to everything I tell you to do.
That is also a disorder, which we can discuss in personality development. Sigmund theory, but it is somewhere there. But it becomes also what, a problem, where you become authoritarian. Now that is another topic. The members are going to get annoyed with me that this man is going off what. So that is another topic which was quoted, which we can have a discussion. Then we have, how many have we discussed so far?
I think like over 5.
We have discussed 3. We have got general appearance and behavior. We have discussed disorders of perception. We have discussed what?
Jealousy.
Disorders of thinking. And as we looked about the thought content, then we looked at various types of what? Thoughts. Disorders of thought, which we call what? Delusions.
Yes.
Then we want to look at disorders of body movement. Disorders of body movement. We have what we call mannerisms. Mannerism is an abnormal movement of the body. You find somebody every time is doing like this. You have seen them. Every time, as they're conversing, every time is doing like this. You know, for me, I'm a teacher. But some teachers, one time his zip was down. So whenever I go to class, every time he's checking, is the zip there? Is the book there? It is there. Now that becomes what? A disorder of body movement. Are you getting me? It is a mannerism. There is a mannerism which is in his speech, which we shall look at. But this one is body movement. Then there is the posturing. That one we call it disorder of posturing. I got a patient, he came from Kalangala. This patient had a problem. He was brought. Yes. By then I was in Utarika. So he was brought. When he arrived, when they put him down, he went in a position. He was not standing, he was not squatting. He had that position the whole day and night. He had a type of mental illness. Yes. Are you getting me? Which we are not discussing now. But posturing, when you see somebody is posturing from morning, I also had a relative whom I nursed. I went home and they were all crying. She had lost weight, she was not eating, and she was all on one side like this the whole night and day. And I took her, by then I was in Masaka, and I took her for treatment, and she went back when she was doing very well.
Alright, thanks very much, Mr. Charles, for that detailed information on how our dear viewers can get to know how someone has a mental sickness. Maybe away from that, how do you advise our community members to live, how can I say, a well healthy lifestyle without this mental sickness?
Now what we do, one of the things is good physical health. Okay. Maintaining a good physical health. Okay. And how do you maintain a good physical health?
Maybe doing some exercises.
Eating well. I was reading, I'm sure viewers have also read, that it's not good to take a cold water. Cold water causes health problems. Okay. It causes fat to clot. It causes heart attacks. Are you getting me? Yes. And you know, somebody who is physically sick is also mentally sick. Yes. We call them psychosomatic disorders. So good physical health is very important. Then self-understanding. If you understand whom you are, then you have the ability to cope with what? With the environmental stresses.
Maybe how can you advise someone to cope up with these environmental stresses?
Now that one also,
just a few tips.
That one now also comes from the upbringing.
Okay.
You can see now,
so it means,
because we jumped a stage, the upbringing influences how people can cope.
So we have,
and if you fail to cope, then you need to go for counseling. Okay. Because that one cannot be, because that becomes what? A problem. But coping begins with how your parents brought you up.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, maybe you can proceed with the...
Now having the good interpersonal relationship.
Okay.
Interacting well with
the other people.
With the other people. Because of failure to interact with, and you know, human beings must live together.
Yes.
And not even animals. Today I was wondering how an elephant rescued the rhino. When the lions were eating it, they came together, they fought the elephant. Can you see that unity? So if you are able to live well with others, then you become mentally
well. Yeah, okay.
Then being optimistic. I know that one you know.
You look for opportunities.
Being optimistic.
You utilize.
Having good hope. You know, there are people who are pessimistic. Every time they are expecting the worst. Do you think there's anything good I'll get out of life? I'm wasting even my time.
So you should be hopeful.
Exactly. Being hopeful is one of the very important things.
Yes. Then
balancing work with the play.
Yes.
There are people who are workaholic. You know them?
Yeah, they're all the time.
Every time they even is carrying files from home to go and do work where there should be time for refreshment. You saw Obama, who was a very big president, even Trump. But they had the time to play. Trump plays what?
Golf.
And Obama plays what? He was playing
tennis.
He plays tennis. You get me? You must have time if you want to be mentally healthy. Time for free time for yourself and for the family. And also you enjoy, you have fun. Exactly, you have fun, isn't it? Then you must also have a plan for future. I've been asking people. I was asking my son that what do you plan for the future? I asked the mother because I took my son somewhere, he sweat everything. So I asked, can you ask your son what is his plan for the future? Yes. Because if you don't have a plan for the future, you are most likely to develop mental health problems. Yeah, because you will not have any goals you would like to achieve in life. Isn't that so? Yes. Then also... Then you should avoid unrealistic expectations. That one we shall discuss when we look at mental defense mechanisms, where we have fantasy. You know fantasy? Building castles in the air. Unrealistic. You see, I want you to do this, I want to be this, I want to be this, I want to be this. You set big goals. Goals which cannot be achieved. Your capacity. Plan for the things and set goals that you can achieve. Because when you fail to achieve them, then you will get a mental health problem. Yeah, because in case you don't achieve them, you'll get disappointed. At the end, you will be depressed, getting these mental illnesses. Yeah, I think that is the... Anything else? Also, maybe could you give some tips on how to prevent, as we have some few minutes to how to prevent mental illness? Yeah. Now the good thing, we looked at what are the causes of mental illness. Yes. Now from there, let us challenge one another. Okay. Together with what? The viewers. Already you saw the cause of mental illness, and one of them we say is genetic. Now how do we prevent genetic? To me, I think in case you want to prevent genetic, in case you're saying like this in this family, maybe the people who have this illness, you can. They could go for that tests, but also when you are going to a family and you hear there is mental illness, and when you go there, expect that anything can happen. Okay, isn't it? But there are some factors which are inside us that cannot be prevented. You cannot prevent your sex because sex can contribute to what? Mental illness. We cannot prevent age, but we can mainly prevent those environmental factors. Like we have looked at physical malnutrition.
You eat well.
You eat well.
Maybe.
We take children for immunization.
Also maybe on eating well, some people think you have to eat meat every day. But last week we had a presentation on nutrition. Eating well is not eating meat there. You have your enyasa, you have your beans, you have your greens, and a glass of water. That is also eating well. You will get all the nutrients your body deserves.
Viewers, I'm sorry, he has said here saying, meat is a problem. It causes gout, meat with alcohol. So meat, those are not good foods. A skin of this thing of this chicken is very dangerous because it gives you cholesterol. The gizzard, which they like much. Yeah. So you are bringing new topics. Which
maybe let's proceed on the prevention measures. Okay.
And now the preventive measures, we have looked at what are the factors.
Yes.
We looked at the environmental factors, isn't it? Yes. We have looked at what? We have looked at good nutrition. Good nutrition. We have looked at immunization of children.
Factors.
We must maintain families. Because a broken family cannot, you remember the apple bringing. Yes. A broken family can be what? Can be a problem. The way we interact.
Maybe also the drugs.
Now those ones, because some of these drugs you have talked about can also be what? A problem. So it is from what we have presented that we can avoid all those things.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Charles, for this exciting, educative discussion you have had. Hope also other viewers you have enjoyed this discussion from the start to the end as we've come to the climax. He talked detailed to the details on what is mental illness, what are the causes and the predisposing factors. He took us on how, in case you're in the community, how to identify someone who is living or having these mental sickness challenges, and also he has told us how to live a healthy life when you don't have these mental health challenges. Maybe Mr. Charles, as we're concluding, some conclusion remarks for our package for our viewers.
I thank you so much for the viewers. And I encourage you that you bring your children and join nursing. Nursing is a noble profession, and it will be another day that we shall talk, because people have been undermining who nurses are. Me, I've done a master's in nursing education and leadership, and I'm now pursuing another master in critical care nursing. We have people with PhDs, and we have people, professors in nursing. It's a noble profession. Thank you very much for viewing.
All right, thank you very much, dear viewers. We had a discussion with Mr. Charles. We wish you all the best for your day as the morning continues, and also in the afternoon hours. God bless you in whatever you're doing. Tutaonana the next time. Thank you very much. Blessed day.